And welcome to another Big Les barbecue. And tonight it's an overnight cook, and check out that hunk of pork. It's a full pork shoulder Boston butt with a picnic attached. It's a huge piece of meat. We're going to get to trimming it up. We're going to take some of the skin off. We are going to leave a little bit on the picnic, and then we'll get to rubbing it up. I shall get on with the trimming. Right, we've taken the fat cap off. We've left a little bit down here on the picnic end. I'm going to leave a little bit of the fat cap on just to render down, because I am going to give this a long overnight cook. Just to help it with that moisture, we're going to take a pan and we're going to inject as much of this Boston butt and picnic as we can with apple juice. We will try to get as much apple juice into the pork as we can, and we'll hit it in a 1-inch grid pattern. So again, I'll get to injecting. Right, note to self, get a better meat syringe next time. We've done a temporary repair for tonight, so back on with the injecting. Right, after the injection failing on me, we've got some of that apple juice in, but we've not got as much as I'd like to do. Hopefully that's not going to let us down in the cook, but I am going to run a water pan full of water. So let's get to rubbing up this pork joint. I'm just going to take it back out for now. I will set it back in the pan when I put it in the fridge. We're going to get the pork joint, and we're going to get some yellow mustard on as a binder. There's probably enough apple juice on the surface, but I like to get that yellow mustard on anyway, and try and keep it off that pork skin. Give it a flip. Plenty of yellow mustard. Right, we've got our pork rub. I will get to doing a video on the pork rub, but what I'll do is I'll put the recipe for this pork rub down in the description below. I think the heat is actually frying my brain today, so I apologise about today's cook, but I'm sure it'll all turn out well in the end. That rub's looking beautiful on there. Plenty of sugar, paprika, it's got garlic and other spices in there. Let that a day. I'm going to flip, and then we'll get this top fat cap. Again, we'll try and keep that picnic rind clear. Well, for saying I had my disaster to start with, that's looking prettier than a pretty thing. We're going to pop that in the fridge for a couple of hours now, say overnight cook, get the barbecue set up. I am running my Glow Baltic briquettes tonight. I'm going to, with that low and slow cooking, these long burning briquettes, I'm hoping these are going to do the trick. So I'll let you know how they get on in the morning. Right, get to put it in the fridge. I'll see you when it's time to put it on the grill. See you soon. We have the barbecue lit and Buster ready for our midnight cook. We're going to get the coals nice and warm. We'll set the barbecue up. We'll put the water pan in, and then I'll chuck a piece of beechwood on the top for a nice low and slow through the night. See when it's time to put the meat on. Right, the meat's been set in the fridge for a few hours. And as you can see, she looks absolutely beautiful. The sugars are starting to melt in. Got a bit of rind that'll hopefully go nice and golden brown. Got the barbecue set up. It's coming up to temp. We're going to be running that 110 degrees Celsius, 225 degrees Fahrenheit, and we're going to try and take that all the way through the night. The time is 11 o'clock. We're going to try and get her on, check her a couple of times in the night. Got me apple juice ready for spritzing. I suppose there's no time like the present. Let's get it on. Do you want just a quick close-up before I do? The dog wants on. How beautiful does that look? Yes, I'm getting quite a lot of light on me. I apologise, it's late at night. But look at the size of that thing. I'm hoping it fits. I think that's going to fit just fine. I'm going to pop in my temperature probe. I don't really need to worry about the meat at the moment. Let's find a bit where there's no bone. That's a good bit. But I just want to check the internal temps as we go through the night. Right. We'll get that fastened up, we'll get it back up to temp. I will check it a couple of times in the night, like I say, give it a spritz. If I can do it quietly, I'll bring you guys with it. If not, I'll see you in the morning. What an amazing night. 12 hours in there. It run all night, it run like a right trooper. That with that Glow Baltic charcoal, legendary. Decided I'm going to take it out and give it a wrap for the last few hours of the cook. That back is looking absolutely wonderful. Just going to pop out the temperature probe. It's been sat at 64 degrees for a couple of hours now. So sat in that stall, so I've decided to take it out and help it on its way. I took a foil pan just to capture some of the juices, and then hopefully it'll retain some more moisture and it'll not burst. I've took a little piece of tin foil which I'm just going to pop over that bone just to protect the tin foil, and then we're going to take some apple juice and we're just going to rehydrate all that meat I say it's been in there for, well, it's actually getting on for 14 hours now. So it ran 12 hours through the night, which it did fantastic. Spritzed it every couple of hours. I have topped the charcoal up. I've used about a full bag. There are a 5 kilo bag of briquettes so far. But hopefully that'll now run us through to the end of the cook. But like I say, I'll let you know at the end. I see that pork now sucking up that apple juice. And let's give it a nice temp. Nicely tented up now. Can get that back on the grill. I know that I had my probe somewhere just in there, so we'll slip it back on that way. Hopefully we'll get it all back in together, and I shall just take my probe, hopefully miss a bone, get it back somewhere where it was, and see pretty much 66 degrees, so it's nearly where we was. Now that we've got it wrapped up, we've got some apple juice in there. We'll open up the vents. We'll get the vents open. We'll take that temp up now. We was running at about 110 degrees Celsius, 225 degrees Fahrenheit. We'll get that temp up, see if we can get that pork steaming on now. While that's happening, let's get to making a quick barbecue sauce that we can serve with our pulled pork. Right, we're going to start with a nice simple barbecue sauce. Get our stove onto a low heat. It's going to be obviously ketchup based sauce, so that's 1 cup of ketchup. Because that pork wants that real sweet tone with it. Got 1 cup of raw cane sugar. Into that we're going to put 1/3 of a cup of honey. Keeping the flavour profiles all together and using some of that apple juice, we're going to add 1/3 of a cup of apple juice. Again, we want that sauce to tie in with the pork really nicely. Just turn that to a nice simmer. Into that now, we're going to take 1 tablespoon of our sweet barbecue pork rub. I say I will put the the instructions for that in the description, and I will do a video on that at some point. I'm going to add 1 tablespoon of maple syrup. And this one's Henderson's, not Lee & Perrins, but 1 tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce. Now let's go 2. I think I want a bit of extra tang with all that sweet. So, can you guys smell it? Just imagine the smells. Pork, smoke, sweet, tangy barbecue sauce. Right, I'm getting all excited. I think I can taste it. So we'll take the sauce down now. We'll just let all them ingredients get to know each other. Once that comes to a boil, Once that comes to a boil, that could have been disastrous. I turn the gas off, let it cool down, put it into your kilner jar, and then obviously serve it up on that wonderful pulled pork. I think when it comes out from resting, I'm going to give it a quick glaze, make it look nice and shiny, and then get it in my sandwich. See you guys when it's time for pulling. Right then guys, just over 20 hours. I predicted 20 hours and we are just over that 20-hour mark on the cook time. And she's reached her internal temp, 94 degrees C, which is about 201, 202 degrees Fahrenheit. So we're just gonna take her out of the grill. Oh, I keep catching that probe every time I take the lid off. Although the probe is saying it's reached that temperature, I still want to just check for tenderness on the meat before that's really hot. There's a lot of juices in there. I think it is definitely tender. Oh my god. I'm going to just go get a tray. I'll be back in a minute. Back with a tray. I think it's definitely ready. There's that many juices. They're all escaping. Right, I'm going to have to go really quickly here. 1, 2, 3. In. Ooh. Jacket spuds down there. I've got pork juices all over them now. Yummy. Right. I do have an issue with this pork, and that's I do not think it's going to fit into my cooler for resting. So we're going to purge the steam out. We'll put the tin foil back on, and I'll just cover it in a couple of my trusty tea towels. That's looking absolutely fan-dabby-dosey. Let's just check for tenderness. Yeah, that is just like butter. Oh my god. This could be the best pulled pork I have ever done. Right, we'll wrap it back up. Trusty tea towels. Grace can never find them in the kitchen now because I've always taken them out here. Couple of tea towels on there. We'll let that rest on the board for about an hour. Once you've taken that meat up to that temperature, it's all tight. You just need to let it relax now, let it cool down. Half an hour to an hour on the board, just in time for Brad to get back from work. We'll get to pulling this apart. See you soon. Right, we've taken that beautiful pork out of the resting juices. We've tipped them into this tray and we're going to bust it up in there. But I think you can agree with me, that is one beautiful piece of pork. Would you like to come and have a look? Absolutely stunning. We've put a bit of our barbecue sauce on as a glaze and just let that set in, just brushed it in, but it looks absolutely fantastic. Shall we get to busting this thing up and then making a sandwich? I'm going to lift it back into the tray. You can see how jiggly it is. It's almost a shame to do this, but you can see how clean the bones are coming out. That's what you call an instant read thermometer, when the bones are coming out that clean. Check out how clean they're coming out. Oh, some beautiful bits of meat. Just try and get that blade bone out. Oh, yes, that's a dinosaur bone. Buster, that's yours. Take off the skin. It's still ridiculously hot. Right. Look how beautiful them strands are. Let me try my claws. Pulled pork. Super juicy. It's going to be my saying that, super juicy. So moist. Right. I don't want it like mush. I want it in the nice bit of texture to it. I'm going to pull out one of them tubes and oh yes, that is amazing. Buster, it's red up, mate, but look at that smoke ring on Buster's bit. Oh, sorry, Buster. Right, there's only one thing left to do. A nice brioche bun, some of the beautiful barbecue sauce. Let's get some of that pulled pork. Shelley, if you're watching this, that barbecue sauce is definitely one that you want to try. And if there's any left over, I'll give you some to try. I'm actually feeling like a bit of a pig because it smells that good. Do you want to come in for a close-up as I'm drizzling on the sauce? Let's drizzle on that beautiful barbecue sauce. There's only one thing left to do, and that's adopt the hunch position as always. We need it because I don't want this down my top. And we'll go in for that taste test. That is the best pulled pork I've ever done. Definitely worth getting that massive funky meat. Oh, it's that good, I'll have to go in for a second bite. I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have, you know the drill. Hit the like, hit the subscribe button, leave me some comments down below, and look out for them future videos on the side. See you soon, guys.